And Happy New Year, everybody, and welcome to Boulder Rotary. Definitely the best place to be on a Friday afternoon and wherever you are. And as John Kotke just said, you all look so good, so Happy New Year. Now, in these trying times, a thoughtful quote from Paul Harris, who is our founder, seemed to be apt. He said, "To attempt to superimpose its views through the exercise of force is seldom the part of intelligence. It is frequently the part of ignorance." And as Americans, this week has conjured up many feelings of sadness, anger, and frustration. As Rotarians, we have to change that message to one of hope. And so I have another quote for you. "I shall pass through this world but once. Any good, therefore, I can do, or any kindness that I can show to any human being, let me do it now. Let me not defer or neglect it, for I shall not pass this way again." And that's an anonymous quote. As we say the Pledge of Allegiance today, I am asking everyone who is able to stand for that. And feel free for this section only to leave your microphone on. I'd love to hear us all today read the pledge. Please join Linda Davidson as she leads us in the Pledge of Allegiance and four-way test.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. That was awesome. And now for the four-way test of the things think, say, is it the truth?
Is it the truth?
Is it
Fair to all concerned?
Will it
Will
build
it build goodwill and better friendships?
Will it be
beneficial to all concerned?
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, everybody, and thank you, Linda, for leading us in that. Now I would like to introduce our membership chair, Charlotte Rome, and she is going to help welcome the guests today. Charlotte. Charlotte, is that correct? Okay, well, I know in the chat here we had some guests to welcome. And so I would like to have Sue Deans introduce her guest, Abra.
Hello, my guest is Abra Allen. She came to Boulder because her significant other husband is Chip, who runs the Downtown Boulder Partnership. And she has done work with arts organizations, and she actually replaced Chip in his old job in Santa Cruz, California, when he came here first. So she was the interim. So she's done lots of interesting things, and she is looking for friends and things to do in Boulder. So please make her welcome.
Welcome. Thank you, Sue, and welcome, Abra, sorry. Okay, and so now I wanted to let everybody know that one of our members, Hans Wick, who is a pharmacist, retired pharmacist, is going to be taking a short leave of absence because he's going to be going into all of the long-term care facilities and volunteering his time to vaccinate the most vulnerable. So I just thought again that that represents everything we are all about, and thank you, Hans, for taking the time and volunteering to do that and to make a difference in this pandemic. And I wanted to let you all know also that Boulder Rotary has been recognized as also making a difference as a whole. So Shelter Box, which is a box that comes to people who are in crisis. So you've lost your home, you're a refugee, there could be many, many reasons why. There's an earthquake and you're suddenly homeless. There's a box called a Shelter Box, and it has a tent in there and everything, like pots and pans and all the things you would need to do to set up a temporary home. And so we've been a big supporter of Shelterbox for many years. And Shelterbox has reached 200,000 people in 2020, bringing our total served since their founding 27 years ago to about 1.7 million people who were sheltered. And they wanted to specially recognize Boulder Rotary Club as being recognized for all our help in the first 20 years as being in the top 20 all-time Rotary Club supporters to Shelterbox. And they have sent us a beautiful certificate that we will have a link to in next week's rib. But I really wanted to, put out there that, you guys you make a difference every single day. And there's people out there suffering right now who at least have a shelter because of you. So thank you for all your hard work. And now I'd like to turn this over to past President Marty Evans, who leads the Caring Committee, and she has some information to share about some other Rotarians.
Thank you, Sally. Some of us are not as often in the newspaper as those such as our member Chancellor Phil DeStefano, who you may have heard or read was testing or has been tested positive for COVID. He and one of their two daughters have been quarantining at their residence, and per his wife Yvonne, she says that they are improving every day. She's going today to be tested to see if she has contracted anything. And her quote in the email is kind of an interesting one. She said, "We survived since March without getting sick, doing what was necessary, but it came into our humdrum lifestyle anyway." So we wish them all the best. And certainly we've often asked each other, do we know anybody who has tested positive? The answer is now we do, because often HIPAA says we can't know, but the press says otherwise. And as Yvonne says, when you're that high profile, the Chronicle of Higher Ed even picks up the story. So we wish them all the best. And for any of us who may know others, also have tested positive. Thank you.
Thank you, Marty, and we certainly wish the DeStefano family a quick recovery. There is, obviously everybody knows that there's a new, more virulent strain out there that just spreads faster, and at work, I don't know if you all know, but it can get into the membranes of your eyes, and you can get it through your eyes as well. So, if you're just wearing a mask out in public, you might want to consider your glasses or safety glasses, which is what I wear all the time at work, as one more layer of prevention to make sure that it doesn't come into your system. Whatever we can do to stay safe. The vaccine is here, and I know you all have, if you're a member of a Boulder Community Health, if you go to a Boulder Community Health doctor, you're probably receiving emails about processes, and especially if you're over 70. So hopefully we're all getting this rolled out here. Daryl and I both had our first round of it, and we're looking forward to the next one. And now we're going to get an update on the study abroad program. Chad Stam has been spending many, many hours of his time organizing that. So he's going to speak to us and tell us all about it.
Thanks, Sally. And not yet. It's actually happening this weekend. Just to give you guys an update on the Rotary Youth Exchange Program. About a year ago, we had Noah and Valentin in our club, and we were attending meetings together. I drove them down to a meeting with the outbounders we had just got done selecting to have an inbound outbound joint meeting at the end of last February. And then shortly after that, everything sort of came to a head, and many students were sent home. Many students stuck it out. We had students come back. We had some, stay through their entire exchange. But needless to say, our program was hit pretty hard by the pandemic. And we have tried everything in our power to keep it going. So just to give you guys an update on where we're at, currently we have, of the class we had selected last year to go outbound at the district level, we have 5 students who are opting to try to go again because their entire exchange last year was wiped out. So we have 5 more that are set to go out. We have 14 total that we're set to interview this weekend. Some of you may know Kimberly Armitage. She is with the Aurora Club, but she's an amazing chair of our program. and she has put together an entire virtual selection process that we're beginning tonight. So if you guys see her or know her, just know all the great work that she's been doing along with other members of our committee. So hopefully out of the kids that we select, there's going to be 13, 14 that we are expecting to send outbound next year. There's a possibility that the exchanges could be altered, they could be delayed. We could have some countries that don't exchange. We could have some countries that want to exchange more. So we're just kind of on a wait and see basis on that, but we are pushing the program forward full speed ahead, which is really great news. To bring it back to the local level, of the students we've selected for interviews, six of the 13 are from Boulder. So once again, our students are very well represented on the outbound process. On the inbound side, we're still actively looking for clubs. We're looking for school districts to host. We're not quite sure how this is going to go yet. I can tell you right now, I received an email from BVSD yesterday. As of now, they are not allowing any inbound exchange programs. That's still to be determined. But thus far, it hasn't been determined that they will. So I'll keep you guys updated on that. As I know more, I think we're going to have some needs, hopefully, to counsel students, to possibly host, to help find host families, and to maintain the relationships with the school counselors in our 3 local high schools. So if anybody's interested, I would love to have the help. I'd love to help train you guys, get you on some of the district meetings that we have that go through the training and orientation. Please just let me know, and I'd be happy to get you involved. So thanks, Sally, for letting me update everyone.
Thank you, President-elect Chad. And again, Chad's going to be pretty busy next year. So if you're wanting to find some opportunities to volunteer, this is a really neat program. So
let me add one more thing to that, because I think this is really important. As we're coming off the pandemic, I've told the outbound class this year, I said, you guys are, like it or not, you're going to have an extra heavy burden on your shoulders because the world's going to be opening up again. And the first class is going to be really, really important. That goes on the inbound side as well. So, we have an opportunity to step back in and really bring this program back to where it should be.
Awesome. Well, we're looking forward to that for sure. And now we have Dr. George Russell, who will talk to us about birthdays. I know there's at least one this week. Is that correct, George? You've got to unmute yourself.
I'm sorry, I don't know who it is that wants to do with the person who wants to do a birthday today.
Linda Davidson. It's her birthday.
Can you see me?
Yes, there you are.
Actually, it was a overlooked birthday as usual. It was in December.
Well, that's fine. I appreciate that because
no worries.
a lot of December
because it's the
birthdays
day
never
after.
get.
Sorry, George.
Most birthday people around Christmas never get to celebrate their birthday. So I'm glad you spoke up.
Anyway, yes, it was only in an effort to make my contribution. But thank you for recognizing my birthday.
Happy birthday.
Thank you, George.
And it sounded like Linda had a really fun outdoor birthday party going on, and she was wearing hats and all kinds of stuff. Looked very fun. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. So now we're going to move on to the brew, which is the Boulder Rotary update.
Hello, Rotarians and guests, and welcome to the 38th day of December 2020. Just kidding, it's 2021. It's been a light news week, so we're going to focus on service above self. And it's January.
And January is Vocational Service Month. And here's a salute to you and your profession.
Woo! And focusing on the letter J, it's an opportunity to jump into service this year. Sally and I spent our holiday doing some cool, relaxing things. We dressed up as Mr. and Mrs. Claus. We built a snow sculpture. And we had a great time. We hope you did as well. There's a book club.
Just a reminder that the BRC Book Club is on January 11th for a discussion on the warmth of other suns.
And the year ends with some good news on the polio front despite the pandemic. 139 cases of the wild polio virus were detected in 2020, as opposed to 176 in 2019. We are still making progress.
And we will end polio. Your recipes are needed for the BRC cookbook. Jancy Campbell and Sue Deans are heading this production, so give us your best recipes. You can email them in.
I can almost taste Bill Meyer's river chili.
And Rod Tungey's favorite key lime pie is the best. The next Intergenerational Philosophy Circle will be on January 16th from 4 to 5:30 p.m. It should be really super interesting, and the topic will be, what do teens think about the national priorities for the new Biden administration that takes office on January 20th? This topic should stimulate lots of good conversation. To reserve a spot, email Norma Portnoy. She's listed in the directory.
And the program committee is always looking for excellent speakers. If you know any, let's get them in front of our podium. Contact the program committee. Cassidy Murphy's our chair with any of your ideas. Thanks.
Stay healthy, Boulder.
Pew, 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 pew. 2020, year of the mask. 2021, year of the vaccine.
Woohoo!
2021 is going to start on a somber note, but it's worth remembering that we as a country have overcome seemingly insurmountable challenges before. In December 42, our country, in the midst of a long and painful war that would claim the lives of over 400,000 Americans, we managed to adapt. We are beginning to see an end to this pandemic. At the very least, there's a collective sense of a newfound hope with these vaccines. A new year is, after all, a reason to be hopeful. We've made it through awful times in our nation's history before, and we will do so again. But despite and because of how much it is felt this year, we are, in fact, all in this together. And together we will prevail.
Difficult times create great opportunities for service.
And it's a new year of service.
And it's the weekend, so everybody get that tree down and have a great weekend.
So truly, everybody, we hope that you do have a great weekend. And I wanted to thank a bunch of people who were involved in making today a great success. Past President Greeter, John Kotke, Linda Davidson for Pledge of Allegiance, Fred Hull for doing all the magic behind the scenes, Charlotte Rome for greeting. We had a little bit of a microphone slip up with Charlotte, but she was there. Marty Evans for our update from our caring committee. Our very wonderful speaker, Dr. Joe Sertich. Thank you so much, Joe. Our moderator, Mike Brady, Cassidy Murphy, Daryl Brown, Chad Stam, and Bill Anderson, George Russell, and of course, all of you. And so I hope that you're all having some fun in your backyard this weekend with your shovels. And I think that Dr. Joe he's available for some more questions if you'd like to do that now.